Rebuilding your life after stroke. Firstly, we'd like to introduce the amazing stroke survivors and carers who've helped us with this. There's Chris and Heather, Andy and Jan, Pete and Christine. And also Ken, Mike, Barbara, Cliff, Finbar and John. They've all very generously spent lots of their time talking to us about their experiences and allowing us to film them too.
I think until you have a stroke, you really don't know much about it. And I always thought of a stroke affecting people physically, and I didn't realise that there was the psychological and the cognitive side of things, which is how it's affected me. I have got a bit of right-sided weakness in my one arm, and my face did drop on one side, but that's all come back now. So it's as though my mind's like a roundabout and it's whizzing around and I can't get it to stop.
While you're in hospital, you feel secure and looked after. You know that if anything happens, the right people are there and they're going to take care of you. When you go home with a packet of aspirin, that's I think when the shock set in. That initial shock has calmed down. I've gone 2 years and I haven't had another stroke, and I'm clearly quite well.
And strokes are very debilitating, because I'd never realised how much fatigue and memory loss that you can physically look well post-stroke. Yeah. And you said, "Oh, you're doing well after
you
stroke."
Look really well. And friends and family say to me, "Well, there's nothing wrong with you."
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, "Well, would you like just to have even 24 hours in my head and just see what it's like for me?" Because they don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I think my emotions have changed. Sometimes I'll just burst into tears for no apparent reason.
Oh, I just get angry.
I get angry as well, and I used to be the most placid person ever.
I found it hard because people think, just because you've had a mild stroke, they expect you to have disabilities, you look different
you
look well. And that's what I found hard, because I think people thought that I was making it up and I wasn't. And that was hard to cope with, because I didn't understand what was going on with myself.
Did you feel you were going mad?
Yes.
Yeah. I did. I thought I was going crazy.
And then suddenly to have this fear of everything, whereas I used to be so here, there and everywhere, didn't have the time to, and then it just hit me. And then finding the fatigue, that was very hard.
Did you isolate yourself as well?
Yes.
Stop going out?
Yeah. I used to talk to myself in a minute, making myself go out. What I found was good was when I met you and all the other people in a peers meeting, and that really, I looked forward to coming to that, and I did
because
learn
you
a lot,
realise it's not just you feeling like that, and it's not just you going through those things.
That's right, yeah.
And you're not going crazy.
No.
Because when I went to the stroke clinic and they asked me what was the worst side effect, and I said fatigue, and the doctor said, "Well, you've only had a minor stroke, you shouldn't have fatigue." So then I thought, well, I am going mad then, I'm making it up and it's all in my mind. They said, "Have you contacted the Stroke Association?" So I got the number and I rang up, explained what had happened, and she said, "Oh, I've got lots of leaflets I can send out to you, and it is normal to have fatigue and feeling lonely and all sorts of things." So sent me a load of leaflets, and I thought, well, I'm not going mad, it is normal.
You do think that, don't you?
At least I understood then that the reasons I was feeling the way I was because of the stroke.
It's all part of it, isn't it?
Because the psychological is so invisible, people, you have to be prepared to explain to people. Even when you do, they still don't fully understand.
No.
Because he looks so well, everybody, they think everything's okay, but they don't actually know what's going on the inside, when he has the days, when he has these bleak black days, when he just doesn't want to do anything, and he would just rather lie in bed and sleep the day away.
It's kind of difficult. Somebody breaks an arm, you see they've broken their arm, can I help?
Yeah.
with people that have got the psychological impact of stroke, people don't see. They see you looking physically okay.
Yes.
So they don't understand